It's 10 a.m. on Monday morning in a working-class neighborhood in Lagos. Olivia, a 20-year-old girl, is focused on watching YouTube vlogs of influencers her age who lead a luxurious life. They share their trips to cities like Dubai, Paris, New York, and many others. These are the countries Olivia is dying to visit. So she spends hours fantasizing, looking at photos and videos, all the while telling herself that one day, she too will have enough money to lead a luxurious life. While she was floating on her cloud, her mother suddenly burst into her room, screaming, "Olivia, you're still lying on your bed at this time. What, even today you don't want to go to university? My God, you haven't been to class for 2 months. Olivia, what's wrong with you? Are you trying to ruin your life or what? I'm asking you again, why don't you want to go to university anymore? Mom, I've already told you 1,000 times to stop bothering me with this university thing. I never set foot there again, or in any other university for that matter," Olivia replied. Her mother, astonished and upset, replied, "Olivia, you dare to throw away this precious university scholarship that Mr. Philip offered you? Do you know how many young people pray day and night for the grace to obtain a scholarship to a prestigious university? Mom, if this scholarship means so much to you, you can go study in my place at this university. If you had money, I wouldn't spend my life begging for anything. But since you love being poor, then leave me alone and stop bothering me." Her angry mother shouted, "Hey, Olivia, you're the one you dare to talk to like that. You're a rude and ungrateful girl, with all I've done for you. I struggle to work every day, in the sun and the rain, so that you can have a roof over your head and something to eat. This is how you thank me?" Olivia replied, "What kind of house do you boast about putting on my head, this old hole in which we've lived for centuries? Don't you see the beautiful villas my university friends live in? And you talk about food, besides curry with water, and dry rice, what else do you give me to eat? Cooking meat or fish is a miracle in this house. It's normal for my university friends to make fun of me, calling me a poor girl." Her mother replied, "Now I understand why you're ashamed of going to university. You're ashamed of your life, aren't you?" "Yes, I am ashamed," Olivia replied angrily. "And I'm fed up with this miserable life." Her mother began to cry, realizing that her daughter was ashamed of her life, to the point of refusing to continue her studies. Indeed, Olivia was so ashamed of coming from a poor family, and being exposed to rich children at university only made her complex worse. Knowing that Olivia was admitted to this prestigious private university in Lagos, thanks to the generosity of a businessman, Mr. Philip, who prayed in the same church as her mother. Once at university, Olivia felt obliged to invent a life for herself. By making her classmates believe that she was the daughter of a billionaire businessman, owner of several oil wells. Because the parents of the other students were all extremely rich businessmen, political figures such as ministers, or even entertainment celebrities. So to make people believe that she was also rich, Olivia started going out with men who gave her a little money. Practically every day, after classes, Olivia hung around the city, looking for a man who could give her some naira notes. After having a good time, in a motel, or at the man's home, then she rushed to the market to buy new clothes, shoes, or even bags, because it was absolutely necessary that she have a new outfit every day. Since for the other girls at the university, it was inconceivable to wear an item of clothing twice in the week. And at the beginning of the school year, Olivia paid the price. Because not only did she not have enough clothes, and her clothes were more than ugly, so the girls took great pleasure in making fun of her all day long, saying, "Who is this girl with ugly clothes, who was accepted into this prestigious university to ruin our reputation? She must be the cleaning lady of a rich couple who took pity on her by paying for her classes here." Then they would laugh out loud. So to avoid being embarrassed every day, Olivia decided to take matters into her own hands. By making her now best friends believe that she was rich and that she wore ugly clothes at the beginning of the year, because basically, she is a modest girl. The other rich girls decided to become friends with Olivia because she was now wearing beautiful, fashionable clothes. And even better, Olivia even had enough money to invite her friends to restaurants that were out of her price range. But to get noticed and to be respected, Olivia spent her hard-earned money on motels, spending lavishly when it was her turn to pay the bill for the whole group. Because indeed, among rich girls, each one in turn had to pay the bills for the whole group, regardless of where they went and the activities they did. Shopping in large shopping centers, to drunken parties in the trendiest nightclubs in Lagos, in order to prove and justify their wealth. In particular, by constantly posting their outings on social media, in order to immortalize their best lives. Everything was going well for Olivia at university. But 3 months later, her friends were starting to have serious doubts about Olivia and her supposed wealth. Especially regarding the fact that Olivia never went to university by car. Or, no private driver ever dropped her off at class. And never came to pick her up. But the worst part was that each time they went out, while all the girls each had their own car, namely Range Rovers, Mercedes, and many other beautiful cars, Olivia always came by taxi. Or, she left the place last, pretending she was waiting for her driver, and that he was always late. But the last straw that broke the camel's back was the fact that one evening, in her luxurious room, while Melanie, the leader of the group, the most ruthless of the girls, was spending time on her social networks, she came across several Instagram comments. Poor friends from Olivia's neighborhood, who had commented on photos and videos in which Olivia appeared with her rich friends, by writing, "Olivia, you really live a dream life with your rich college friends. You only go to luxurious places. It must be very difficult for you coming home every night to our rotten neighborhood after spending the day in paradise," accompanied by the crying laughing emoji. This made Melanie terribly angry, because Melanie was the richest girl at the university. Her father was a very wealthy businessman who had made his fortune in luxury real estate. Then she started screaming, "What are these poor daughters? Who dares to comment on my post? Friends from Olivia's neighborhood. Is that right? I read that correctly, didn't I? I don't remember having vision problems. So this Olivia lives in a rotten neighborhood. And she pretends to be a rich girl at the university. I always knew she was a poor girl. I'm going to make her regret lying to us and setting foot in our prestigious university." Then she burst out laughing, saying, "Oh my God. Is it possible to be so poor and miserable that you invent a life for yourself? It's really pathetic." Then she immediately sent this information in the university's WhatsApp group to update all the students. But Olivia couldn't see this message, since it was getting late, and she was completely exhausted after spending the evening with a man in a motel to get the money for her new day of classes. The next day, at the university, Olivia was shocked to see that as soon as she entered the gate, all the students were looking at her with contempt and disgust. She didn't understand what was going on, and she wondered to herself what she could have done wrong. "What, do I have dirt on my body?" she wondered, until she ran into her best friends, who were angry, looking at her with the greatest contempt in the world. But Olivia acted as if she hadn't noticed anything and said, "Hello girls." But none of them answered. Then Olivia started calling them by their first names. "Hello Melanie. Hello Sophie. And hello Christine. This further angered Melanie, the richest one, and the leader of the group. She immediately started yelling at Olivia, saying, "Don't you ever dare say our names again. You poor girl, who lives in a rotten neighborhood. Disreputable." Olivia was shocked. She felt like she was in a nightmare. Melanie retorted, "Your show is over. We already know who you are. We saw the messages from your poor friends, from the neighborhood, on Instagram. And this morning, we discreetly went to your rotten neighborhood. And we filmed you, leaving your shack that you call home. Here is the video. I posted it in the university's WhatsApp group. And now everyone knows that you are just a poor girl. And a pathetic liar. Ready to do anything. To enjoy a life of luxury with us." Then they started bursting out laughing, saying to Olivia, "Broke girl. Go back to your hole. To your rotten neighborhood. My God, how did she get the money to enroll in our prestigious university?" Christine asked the girls. Melanie replied, saying, "She's definitely dating people's fathers to get what little money she has. It's really pathetic. And unfortunate." Melanie added. Olivia started crying. She was so ashamed. To the point that she wanted superpowers. To disappear. And reappear, indeed. In her rotten neighborhood. Precisely in her room. Which she was so ashamed of. So she left the university crying. To the mocking laughter of all the students. Who were yelling at her, "You don't belong among us. Never set foot here again." Olivia hurried into a taxi. Crying the entire way from the university. To her neighborhood. Arrived in her neighborhood. Her two poor friends said to her, "Hello, Olivia. My God. Why are you crying?" Olivia was very angry when she saw them. And said to them, "Who asked you to comment on the Instagram post I appear on with my university friends? Isn't it going well with you?" Her friends were shocked when they heard Olivia's words. They responded by saying, "Olivia, what did we do wrong?" Olivia replied, "You destroyed my life. You poor girl." Then she continued on her way. Uchechi and Rebecca didn't understand what Olivia was blaming them for. And they said, "Who does she think she is? Ever since she started studying at this university, she thinks she's rich. And yet the whole neighborhood knows that if Mr. Philip hadn't offered her that scholarship, she was never going to be able to set foot in that prestigious university. Nonsense." Once home, Olivia went straight to her room and started crying even harder, saying, "God, what did I do wrong to you? To deserve such a miserable life? Was I the one who nailed you to the cross? Or was I there that day? I'm so sick of living in this slum. And being humiliated like this. I'm never going to that university again. Or any other university for that matter. Studies are pointless. I'm going to make a success of my life. On my own." That's when Olivia decided to never set foot in university again. For several months now, Olivia had resolved to save all the money she earned. Working hard. In motels. It really made her happy to keep all her money. And not have to spend it anymore paying shopping bills. With her group of former best friends. In shopping malls and in luxurious restaurants. Just to prove that she was rich. From now on, she carefully kept her money. With the aim of renting an apartment. In a nice neighborhood of Lagos. To finally live the good life she deserved. And above all, to escape the poverty of her rotten neighborhood. The rest of the story is available on the channel. Subscribe to never miss any of our upcoming videos.